We like to think of our career as this clear, straight road with a destination in mind. But what happens when that road just crumbles? For a lot of people these days, that's not a metaphor, it's reality. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into what you do when your career path hits a dead end.
And just like that, boom, your whole world changes. This quote from recruiting expert Kat Kitten, it's just brutal because it feels so real, right? The timing is never good, and the stakes are always sky high. This isn't just about losing a paycheck. It's about your life, your big plans, your future, all just thrown into chaos in a single moment. And look, Kat's story isn't some rare exception. That old idea of a stable career, working for one or two companies until you retire, it's pretty much becoming a thing of the past. The path itself is just way more fragile. Things are always changing. And that promise of job security, well, it feels more and more like a gamble.
So that's the big question, isn't it? When you're standing there at that unexpected fork in the road, what are your options? Where do you even start looking for a new direction? Let's break down 3 really different paths you can take.
All right, our first path. This one is not for the faint of heart. This is the burn the boats, go for broke, high risk, high reward approach. It's championed by the entrepreneur DeMarco, and it's all about going all in on your own thing.
To really get this path, you have to understand the guy behind it. DeMarco doesn't just talk about being rich, he talks about living a life better than a king, with personal chefs and acres of private land. It's this incredible vision of success that he says is totally possible, if you're willing to bet it all. The whole idea is built around this concept he calls the Millionaire Fastlane. He basically says that all the conventional advice, save your money, invest in a 401k, be patient, that's a trap. He calls it the slow lane. The fast lane, on the other hand, is about creating a scalable business that can make you wealthy fast, giving you freedom decades before that traditional path ever would.
And here it is, side by side. The slow lane is the life most of us know, right? You work 5 days just to get 2 days of freedom. The fast lane totally rejects that. The goal isn't just to earn a weekend. It's to build a system where work becomes optional and pretty much every day feels like a Saturday. It's a massive shift in how you think about work and life.
But let's be super clear here. This all-in approach has some serious critics. Some people find the whole philosophy so intense, with advice like ignore your friends and family, that it gives off this, culty vibe. This quote from a review really gets at the potential danger. If you follow this advice blindly, you could end up in some serious financial trouble. So, yeah, it's a powerful idea, but it is absolutely a risky one.
Okay, so if the all-in gamble sounds a little too much like jumping off a cliff with no parachute, there's a second, much more measured path. This is the strategic approach. You build your new thing on the side while you still have the security of your full-time job.
Keeping your day job can actually be a superpower, not a weakness. Think about it. It gives you a steady paycheck to fund your dream without having to sell off pieces of it. It lowers the risk so you're not making decisions out of desperation. You can even tap into your professional network and learn new skills, all while someone else is paying you. Your 9-to-5 basically becomes the perfect launchpad.
But how in the world do you actually manage both without burning out? Well, it comes down to being ruthless with your structure. First, you have to create protected blocks in your calendar. These are not "I'll get to it when I have time" slots. They are sacred, non-negotiable appointments with your future. Second, you live by the 80-20 rule. Focus only on the vital few tasks that get you most of your results. And finally, you have to create clear boundaries. Maybe that's a different laptop or a specific chair, anything that helps your brain switch from day job mode to founder mode.
This is the million-dollar question, right? When do you finally make the leap? Well, the strategic answer isn't about a gut feeling. It's about the data. The benchmark a lot of successful founders recommend is this: when your side hustle is consistently bringing in at least 70% of your day job salary. That gives you a real financial cushion to finally go all in with confidence. All right, let's talk about our third path, which offers a whole different kind of freedom, the freelance marketplace. This can be a great bridge between jobs, it can be a full-on career, or it can even be a way to test out a business idea with real paying clients before you go and build a whole company.
The freelance world today is absolutely massive, so picking the right platform is key. Are you looking for a giant marketplace with tons of variety, like Upwork? Or would you rather sell your services as prepackaged gigs on a site like Fiverr? And for the top-tier talent, you have exclusive networks like TopTal. Your choice really depends on your skills and how you like to work.
Now, to make it on these platforms, you gotta know the lingo that keeps you safe. And the most important concept, by far, is escrow. Here's how it works. The client pays the platform before you even write a single word or line of code. That money is held securely and then released to you as you hit your project milestones.
Honestly, it's the one thing that takes away that huge fear of doing the work and not getting paid.
So, whether you're taking the big gamble, doing the strategic build, or jumping into the freelance world, there are some things everyone needs. Let's talk about the essential toolkit you want to have no matter which direction you go.
When a layoff hits, those first 24 hours are just critical. Your mind is going 1,000,000 miles an hour, but you need to take a few very practical steps to protect yourself. The Association of Corporate Counsel has a great checklist for this. Ask about severance, but do not sign anything right away. Make sure you get your final paycheck and your key contacts. And, this is so important, file for unemployment benefits immediately. These steps build a foundation for whatever you do next. A job search is a marathon, not a sprint, and man, it can be tough on your mental health. So please, remember these 3 rules. First, protect your mind. Getting laid off is a huge shot to the ego, so be kind to yourself. Second, use your network. People get you interviews, not just resumes. And third, and I am serious about this, go touch grass. Disconnect. Staring at a laptop screen all day is not where your best ideas are going to come from.
Financial stress can really strain a relationship. And if you're starting a business, this is absolutely crucial. The source material here has this brilliant little 3-step guide for talking to your partner about money. Before you even start talking, decide, do you just need to vent or are you looking for a solution? Then, tell them, announce your intention. That one simple step can stop a venting session from turning into a fight when your partner tries to jump in and fix everything.
Okay, whether you're living on savings or funding a new business, you have to know your runway. That's just a fancy word for how many months do you have before the money runs out. There are tons of free online tools that can help you figure this out. Knowing your number isn't scary, it's empowering. It gives you the cold, hard data you need to make a real plan.
As you're figuring out what's next, it really pays to look at where things are headed. Skills in new areas like AI prompt engineering, augmented reality design, and blockchain consulting, they're just seeing steady growth. Even if you're not a tech person, just knowing about these trends can help you see where the opportunities are going to be.
And we'll end by coming back to MJ DeMarco with this really powerful, challenging question. It just forces you to check your own assumptions, you know? The path you choose doesn't have to be the one everyone else is on. The advice you listen to should match the life you actually want to have.
So, the last question isn't for me to answer, it's for you. The all-in gamble, the strategic build, the freelance marketplace, or who knows, maybe something else entirely. When one road ends, another one always begins. The only real question left is, what will your path be?